This week's weekly ritual is dedicated to the memories of Mat Davies, Charlie Watts, Eric Wagner, and Don Everly, who all passed away this week. Rest in peace. What's up, everybody? It's Keefe. You're watching the Weekly Ritual, Ghost Cult's new show, right here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. GhostCultMag.com is a small business. With that out of the way, let's get into it. In case you missed it, features at Ghost Cult Magazine. We kick this week's features off with our chat with Michael Gilbert of Flotsam and Jetsam. The thrash legend's new album, Blood in the Water, is out now. Motorin! We talked to the rock legend himself, Brad Gillis of Night Ranger, all about their new album and the band played on, out now from Frontiers SRL. We also ask you to take a look at our tribute to our fallen friend and writer Mat Davies, who passed away last week at age 49. We are deeply saddened by this loss, and we send our love out to his family and friends at this time. Also a reminder, I am now a co-host of the Glacially Musical Podcast, and we are deep into our series of pods on Iron Maiden. Up the irons! And now the news rundown. We kicked the news off this week with some tour and festival news. We got a big dump of information from Danny Wimmer Presents. They put on some of the best festivals in the US, and we got a boatload of updates to their 2021 fests and their 2022 fests. Disturbed, Volbeat, and Atreyu have all been added to Louder Than Life, taking place in late September in Louisville, Kentucky. Slipknot, A Day to Remember, and Gojira have all been added to Welcome to Rockville, coming in November. And in addition, the band is looking forward to 2022 and has announced that Louder Than Life will again take place in late September in Louisville 2022, and Welcome to Rockville will return to its normal slot in May in Daytona Beach, Florida. You can get early bird tickets now. Bloodstock Open Air just ended, and we have begun our coverage here at Ghost Cult, which you can check out. But in the meantime, get ready for the 2022 Fest. They have announced a boatload of new bands, including headliners Lamb of God and Mercyful Fate, along with Dimmu Borgir and Testament. Other bands added to the bill include Vio-lence, Bury Tomorrow, Gore, Exodus, Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, Sacred Reich, The Black Dahlia Murder, Life of Agony, and many more. Woods Metalfest is this weekend in Maryland. Camping, black and extreme metal all taking place. It is perhaps the last event ever of its kind, so if you're in the area of Baltimore, get down there and get yourself a ticket. You will need to be vaccinated or get a COVID negative test to get in. A ton of bands have canceled their 2021 tour plans as a result of the spreading Delta variant of the pandemic. Among those bands canceling tour dates this year include Nine Inch Nails, which included their 2 arena shows in Cleveland. Deftones have now canceled all their tour dates, including festivals, as well as the Pixies, who were going to open for Nine Inch Nails. They have canceled all their tour dates. Light the Torch has dropped off the Motionless and White tour, and a bunch more still to come. We will update you as we get more information on these tours and their rescheduling, hopefully. Enslaved has announced an incredible string of tour dates in their home country of Norway coming up this fall. They will be joined on stage in an expanded lineup by the band Shaman Elephant in a way to present some of their classic material in a new light. They're also releasing an awesome EP later this fall. Speaking of Enslaved, Fire in the Mountains has announced their very first reconfirmations. Enslaved's Ivar Bjornsson is going to curate the Fire in the Mountains Festival 2022, which takes place in Wyoming at the foot of the Grand Teton Mountains. Sounds amazing. Hot summer, mountains, and black metal and extreme metal. It's going to be awesome. In addition to Enslaved headlining, some of the other bands reconfirmed for 2022 include Yob, Wayfarer, Sean Perry's Sacred Knot, Visigoth, Internal Champion, Obsequiae, Dreadnought, Haunter, Yellow Eyes, Nechowechen, and more. Rocker Myles Kennedy has announced a solo headline tour of the UK right before Christmas this year, and he will be supporting his current album, Ides of March, out now on Napalm Records. Jerry Cantrell has booked solo headline dates to support his upcoming solo release, Brighton, due out this fall. Atlanta heavy metalers Tetrarch have announced a string of tour dates that should carry them through the end of 2021. They're going to open for Atreyu at Nonpoint, they're going to play a bunch of festivals, and continue to support their killer new album, Unstable, out now. In other news, we got a brand new single from the upcoming Iron Maiden album. Stratego is out now and you can stream it with a cool visualizer, and it is killer. A more classic sounding Iron Maiden song. It's got Bruce doing the thing, it's got Steve Harris doing all the things, it's got awesome guitar solos and drums. It's killer. Senjutsu is out next week and pre-orders are live now. Thrash metal legends Exodus have finally dropped their first single from their upcoming new album, The Beatings Will Continue Until the Morale Improves. Great title, great song, killer progressive thrash metal song. It's crushing. Their new album, Persona Non Grata, arrives this fall from Nuclear Blast. A brand new org called Backline is supporting The Road Crew. All the touring industry personnel, all the people affected by the lack and cancellation of tours and shows the last couple of years because of the pandemic, they've got a new initiative called Back to Work, which you can get all the details on at the link below. Please support those guys and support all your music and tour friends. Behemoth's Nergal has announced that his Me and That Man project will release a second album, New Songs, Same Shit Volume 2, coming up this fall. He dropped a new single and it's totally killer. Check it out and hail see. And now it's time for a game of 6 Degrees of Separation Band Edition. Jeff Matz of High on Fire has been announced as the new bass player of Mutoid Man, and he just performed with the band for the first time ever at Psycho Las Vegas last weekend. Also in the news, Mutoid Man Steven Brodsky has now joined Quicksand on guitar. Super cool. They've been a trio for many years and now they are back to being a 4-piece. And of course, Steven is also in Cave In and Old Man Gloom, so Steven has no shortage of bands to be in. We need Sergio Vega to join like 2 more bands so we can add him into this feature. Low-key supergroup and power metalers Northtail have released a brand new single and video, a new version of their track Follow Me, featuring their brand new singer, Guillermo Herme. I hope I said that correctly and I apologize if I did not. The band is absolutely killer, they're working on new music with their new singer, and we're excited to talk to them soon. Country, pop, and folk chanteuse Brandi Carlile jammed with members of Soundgarden a couple of weeks ago at her recent headline festival show in Washington State. Brandi is, of course, a huge Soundgarden and Chris Cornell fan. She covered 2 Soundgarden songs on a recent Record Store Day EP, and the band joined her to play those 2 songs, Black Hole Sun and Searching with My Good Eye Closed. Asking Alexandria has announced their new album, Alone Again, and dropped a brand new single and video, See What's on the Inside, which you can check out now. Long in the works, Nick Cave and the Band Seeds will finally release Part 2 of their classic B-Sides and Rarities album. They released Part 1 in 2005, and now you're going to get a deluxe edition with Part 1 and the brand new Part 2. Killer stuff from Nick Cave. He's got tour dates booked this fall with Warren Ellis, a writer we really love, as well as headline tours and festivals booked through next summer. Canadian punk metalers Cancer Bats will release Volume 2 of their You'll Never Break Us Separation Sessions acoustic album, or EP, coming out soon. We're super excited about this. Cancer Bats, one of the best bands in the world, especially live, and we wish they would get back to touring as soon as it's possible. Shout out to Soulfly, who's on tour right now in the US with their new guitarist Dino Cazares on tour. They are performing classic Soulfly material, recent stuff from their other albums, some Sepultura songs, Nail Bomb songs, and even some Fear Factory. Definitely don't miss that tour if you can. There's been an awesome string of animated music videos lately. Iron Maiden, Dream Theater, and now Caustic Casanova with their video for Memory King. The track comes off their recent album, God How I Envy the Deaf, on Magnetic Eye Records. One of the best bands in the world right now is Rolo Tomassi, and they just recently signed to E1 Records and dropped a new video and single for the track Cloaked. The band is expected to announce a new album for either late 2021 or early 2022. Recent Gilead Media signing The Silver, featuring members of Horrendous and Crypt Sermon, just dropped a new single and has a new album, Ward of Roses, coming soon. Spiritbox has dropped a brand new single and video for the track Hurt You, coming off their upcoming debut album, Eternal Blue, dropping from Rise Records on September 17th, my birthday. Experimental hardcore band Mouth Breather just signed to Good Fight Records. They just recently released their current album, I'm Sorry Mr. Salesman, and they're working on new music to put out through Good Fight really soon. Brooklyn band Cherisher recently dropped their new album, Bloom, which you can check out now on their Bandcamp. In addition to a bunch of awesome songs all over the musical map, they cover Danzig, they cover Bjork, and the band famously features Jordan Olds, aka Arsenio Hall, from 2 Minutes to Late Night. And finally in the news, former Judas Priest guitarist KK Downing's new band, KK's Priest, has dropped a new single, Raise Your Fist, from their upcoming new album, Sermons of the Sinner, due in October from EX1 Records.
And now for a look at some of the music on New Music Friday.
Black Coast, Outworld, Bloodblast, Botanist and Thief, Cicatrix, and Diamond Brush Split, Prophecy Productions. The Bronx, Bronx 6, Cooking Vinyl, Comic Control, Inside the Sun, TP Records, Danko Jones, Power Trio, Sonic Union Records, Dirk Schneider and the Old Gang, A Rising EP, AFF, Enough's Enough, Never Enough, Rarities and Demos, Deadline, Ex Deo, The 13 Years of Nero, Napalm Records, Human Rights, Heritage, Spark Records, Hooded Menace, The Tritonist Bell, Season of Mist, Hour of 13, Black Magic Rights, Shadow Cape, Ginger, Wallflowers, Napalm Records, Leprous, Aphelion, Inside Out Music, Lizzie Borden, Vinyl Re-Releases, Given the Act and Visualize Vinyl Re-Release, Metal Blade Records, Low Flying Hawks, Food, Magnetic Eye, Lynch Mob, The Electro Years, 1990 to 1992, HNE, Neil Morse Band, Innocence and Danger, Inside Out Records, Our Place of Worship is Silence, Disavowed and Left Hopeless, Translation Loss, Beneath, the first It self-released, Solid State, Sons of Alpha Centauri, Push, Exile on Main Street, Spirit Adrift, Forge Your Future EP, Century Media Records, Summoner's Circle, Chaos Vector, Bloodblast, Tesseract, Portals, DVD and CD, K-Scope, Thief, The 16 Deaths of My Master, Prophecy Productions, Thyre Fig, Vanagander, Despots Records, Tiny Tree, 11, self-released, Toxic Ruin, Nightmare Eclipse, M-Theory Recordings, Transport League, Kaiserschnitt, Mighty Music, Turnstile, Glow On, Roadrunner Records, Vandenberg, The Complete Atco Recordings, 1982 to 2004, HNE Records, Venues, Solace, A Rising Empires, Void Gazer, Dance of the Undesirables, self-released, White Stones, Dancing into Oblivion, Nuclear Blast Records, Windfarer, Breaths of Endless Dawns, Avant-Garde, Wormwitch, Wolf Hex, Prosthetic, and Wormwood, Archivet, Black Lodge.
And now for a look in our mailbag. Because we have Iron Maiden on the brain, this week's mailbag features Iron Maiden statuette for the Number of the Beast album cover. Look at this beautiful thing. This thing's incredible. I got this from Nuclear Blast Records in a collaboration with Iron Maiden for virtual Comic-Con or Comic-Con at home, whichever you want to call it. Nuclear Blast always does a good job participating in San Diego Comic-Con with collectibles and a booth and signings, and this little bad boy was awesome. I got it off the Nuclear Blast shop. Shout out to Nuclear Blast for always killing it with their band merch as well as cool collectible stuff for metal fans. You made it to this part of the show, so you know what time it is. It's the end. GhostCultMag.com is a small business, and we really appreciate the support, so please smash that like button, ding that notifications bell, share a link to this video with your friends, anybody who wants to be in the know. We share 3 videos every week. As we say every week at this juncture of the show, it's a tough time in the world, so please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and stay fucking metal.